on average 3 days a week, something like that.
Yes, okay. So that means 2 full days when you would not work.
4. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, hang on. You want to work 3 days a week?
Yeah.
So
out of 5, you mean? Oh,
yes, yeah,
sorry.
out of 5. So there'd be 2
sorry,
days.
I was thinking of the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, so there'd be 2 working days.
Yeah, 2
when
days
you
a week when
yeah.
probably I wouldn't work.
Okay. Yeah.
And although I'm sort of, if I'm doing what I enjoy, I'm sort of not necessarily absolutely rigid about that. But but what I want to do is to be working. Probably a better way of putting it is that I probably want to work 20 to 25 hours across the week.
Right. Yes.
But reasonably flexible about that. And what I don't want is work sort of spilling out into every single corner.
Yes.
Well, unless, this is the thing, right? Unless I thought it was really worthwhile. It's a tough one actually, because I don't mind working hard actually. However, I'd like to feel that it was more contained than it is at the moment at times.
Okay.
I'm already pretty strict about not working weekends or on holidays, and I want to retain that.
Yeah, whatever you do.
Whatever I do.
So those are the absolutes.
Yeah, those are the absolutes.
But evenings is okay, potentially.
Yeah, it depends what it is. But again, I don't like working evenings because I don't think it's not good for sleep, and I'm increasingly thinking sleep's important. So, so probably not evenings. I suppose I'd like work to be a little bit more. Actually, I don't mind working a hard day. But I don't really want to be working evenings. I don't really want to be getting up really early in the mornings. So actually, sorry. So this is quite an important thing. Actually, I want to sleep well.
Yeah.
So actually, I want a working pattern that is consistent with sleeping well.
It's good for longevity.
So late evenings and early mornings I wouldn't want to have.
What time would you like to start work?
So I think on the whole I would want to go somewhere to work.
Yes.
I think I don't mind occasionally working at home, but I wouldn't want to consistently work at home. Wouldn't work for me. And therefore, if I was going somewhere to work, and it was probably in London, because I love London, and I think I would want it to be in London. I'd probably want to get into work for 9:30 or something like that. That's fine. I naturally wake up between 7 and 9:30. So 9:30 means I'm not rushing out and getting home. And so it would be in London, I think, because I love the sort of sense of being plugged into life that you get from London. Even though the commute's a bit of a drag, but if you're doing it for 9:30, it's not so bad. And if it's just coming in 3 days a week. So that's sort of about the amounts. Although actually, I would also want that to be flexible because I really like having chunks of time without work. So I really like not working in August. So actually, I can imagine potentially across the year, working on 120, 130 days, something like that.
Yeah. The only bit that kind of I made a mental note to ask you about was the bit where you said, well, of course, this is all, kind of okay unless I found something really worthwhile to do.
Yeah, and so what I remember that. So I think I think everything that I said holds actually. Even if it's really important, I just don't want to do a 5 day.
Well, that's what I was trying to.
I don't want to do a 5 day a week.
Even if you got the best thing and the most intellectually stimulating. I don't know what that would be for you, but.
No, I don't think I would.
Because of Lynn.
Because of Lynn and family.
Yeah.
And because of my long-term health, and actually my also desire and need to build out other things in my life.
Yeah, I agree.
So actually I think I want to be quite disciplined around that. Now, having said that, I could imagine a world where I got involved in work that was more intense for short periods. So I'm not absolutely, because for me actually having longer periods of I'm not doing stuff is also important.
Yes,
so I can imagine a sort of a bit of a mix of a bit of flexibility really. But I definitely wouldn't want to get into some kind full-time gig. Yeah, so that's the sort of working structure.
So we're totally clear on that even if something incredibly exciting, intellectually stimulating comes up, you really do want to have a part of your week which is not work.
Yes.
And
I can imagine being sorely tempted.
I know,
by the way.
me too.
but actually, you know, it would, because there would be a strong draw towards one of my values. But for me, getting a bit more balanced in how I fulfill my values is important. And actually, one of the things that I have done reasonably well over the last few years is balance time towards family. You know, and I think they'd say that. So I wouldn't want to go back on that.
No.
Wouldn't want to go back on that from where I am. Indeed, would probably want to move forward a bit, advance it. Or actually, probably where I am is that, you know, the time with family is fine, actually. There's questions about quality of relationships with some of my children, but that's not about time, that's different. And actually, to the extent that I'm freeing up time, it's probably more to do stuff in another bucket. Because at the moment I've cut down the work, I've built up a family, but there's not much going on in any other stuff.
No, exactly. And I think that's exactly right. And those things simply won't flourish unless you create space.
Whereas at the moment, what I've got, I'm kind of spend 3 days a week on PwC stuff, and I spend a day or a day and a bit a week on other stuff. So I'm kind of working four and a bit days, 4 days a week on average across the year now. And what I need to do is, when I cut out the PwC stuff, actually I can build up other work stuff I'm doing, but within a firmer 3-day sort of framework.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to think with it, I've just been talking about this with someone yesterday, I tend to think it's sort of, actually, you can get just as much intellectual stimulation from a well-circumscribed, well-contained piece of work than you can from a huge project that you can't squash it. I mean, how much do you need in a way? You know, it's like chocolate. If I was to say, would you like 1 square of chocolate, you'd be happy to have it. But if I said, could you eat a whole galaxy bar? So I think actually that some of this is about you, like you say, it's a bit like your diet's not that varied at the moment. You have 2 main food sources, and we need to just bring in some different things. And actually you'll probably find that as you do that, your natural slight addiction to the work side of stuff will probably reduce down a little bit as more interesting things come in other parts of your life.
I'm sure that's right. And you know, and there's part of me that just needs to wean off. I don't think it's very healthy. Being kind of comfortable with being really busy. So if I look back at January that I've just had, for example, you know, there's part of me that quite enjoys being able to keep 40 plates spinning without any of them breaking, and with the sort of relentlessness of having to kind of react to all this stuff. But I don't think it's very healthy. You know, so I didn't sleep when I went to Chelsea.
No.
I lost half an hour a night, and it's just...
It's a bit addictive, that kind of work.
Yeah, but it's not sustainable. Also,
how much do you need of it in a lifetime?
Yeah, exactly.
You've done a huge amount of it.
Exactly, that's right.
You know, I was talking to this A&E consultant recently who also have got a bit of sort of, very similar. I love the hustle and bustle. And people are coming in and they're having arrests and they're, it's but actually, how much do you need of that? You know, you've done so much. So I think weaning yourself off is a really good description. I think that's what you'll need to do. I don't think you'll want to go cold turkey when you hit June next year. And I think the way that we can start to do that is by perhaps beginning to build up some of your extracurricular activities over the next year, so that when you finish, you actually do have people that you want to meet for a beer, and maybe you've joined a society or a club of some sort. Does that sound good? So the next time we meet, I will look at your